and welcome to Somerville Highlanders Softball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders continue their GBL season against the perennial power Lynn Classical Rams, as the Rams come in second place in the GBL with one loss as they lost to Everett earlier this season. Highlanders winless so far in the GBL, 0-2. Kayla McQueenie on the mound for the Highlanders. Not normally a pitcher, normally one of the fielders and athletes on the team, getting her first start of her career, the senior is today, as she leaves that up high. Pitching to Kelsey Sinopius. That's no ball, or 2 balls, no strikes from McQueenie. Talking to head coach Chris Bartlett before the game. It's going to be a difficult week for the Highlanders, vacation week, as we are here on Patriots Day at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. The Highlanders, 3 games this week with an abbreviated lineup, as Kayla McQueenie will be making all 3 starts this week. Their normal pitchers, 2 young 8th graders, out on vacation this week. As McQueenie gets a strike across, it's filling up the count there, as she was able to get the swing from Sinopius. Full count now to Sinopius. Swing and a miss. And McQueenie gets the K. And Sinopius goes down swinging. 1 away here, top half of the first inning, just underway from Trum Field as Emma Chevalier steps in. Chevalier, a very strong competitor for Lynn Classical, swings and misses at that first offering from McQueenie. Oh, 0-1 offering from McQueenie, too high. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one down low. Ball 2, 2 balls and strike now, 1 away here. Top half of the first inning just underway from Trum Field. Emma Chevalier, the batting average leader for Lynn Classical at the plate, batting .667 on the season so far. As McQueenie now behind 3 balls and a strike. As that's going to be too high. Ball 4. So the dangerous Chevalier will head to first base, bringing up Nevaeh F. At the shortstop. Swing and a miss at that first offering from McQueenie. F batting well over 500 this season as well, 538. Is that pitch up high? Chevalier off from first base and will take second. Pitch was a ball. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to F. Chevalier now stands at second base. That one low. 2-1 now the count to Nevaeh F. Highlanders coming off a tough loss to Everett, as that's in there for called strike 2. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. F fouls that one off. Keeps the count 2-2, 1 away here, top half of the first inning. Kayla McQueenie, senior on the mound for the Highlanders, making her first career start. As that is blooped into center field, coming on to make the play is Soleil Ryan, but coming around to score will be Chevalier. So the RBI single into center field for Nevaeh F. 1-0 now. The score is jogging makes the play at shortstop on Brooke Braswell's hot shot. Fires it over to first. 6-3 putout will make the second out of the inning. 1-0 the score right now. As Eth moved on to second base on that out. That'll bring up Meehan Duncan, the third baseman. As the first offering from McQueenie inside. Ball one, 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to Mia Duncan. That pitch up high. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Mia Duncan. That one a chopper, fielded by McQueenie as she gets off the mound quickly, fires it over to first. Handled there by Profit, and that will do it for the Rams in the top half of the first inning as they get one across on the single by Nevaeh Eth. It's 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the first here from Trump Field on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trump Field. Highlanders versus the Rams of Lynn. Classical bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders down 1-0 as Soleil Ryan steps in to face off against the Rams pitcher Aizia Olace. So Olace gets that first pitch across for strike one. Swing and a miss for Ryan. Soleil Ryan, a freshman, very young Highlander team. You also have Amari Kurgo at third base for the Highlanders, and that is a called strike three. As Olace able to catch that inside corner. So Ryan down on strikes, one away here, bottom half of the first inning. Emily Joggin into the batter's box as she pops that one up, settling underneath it and making the play is Kelsey Sinopius. 2 away here for the Highlanders, bringing up Olivia Profit. Another one of the freshmen on this team. Joggin also was a freshman. Profit, the first baseman for the Highlanders. Settles in from the right-hand side of the plate, swings and misses at the first offering from Olaus. Oh, 1 pitch right across, strike 2, swung on, missed by Profit. Good velocity here being shown by Olaus. And she'll get her 1, 2, 3. 3 straight strikes to Profit, 3 straight outs for the Rams. 1-0 the Rams lead as we move to the top half of the second inning from Trump Field here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here on Somerville Ed TV, top half of the second inning. Highlanders trailing the Rams 1-0 after Nevaeh Eth got a run across with a single in the first, as we will have numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the Rams batting order. Their pitcher, Aizia Olace, at the plate. First offering in the dirt for ball 1 from Kayla McQueenie. McQueenie on the mound for the first time in her career. There's that one up high, ball 2 to Olace. Highlanders are a very, very young team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores around the infield, including behind the plate, Lillian Fusil, an 8th grader back there behind the plate for McQueenie. McQueenie, the senior, on the mound. As that's a fly ball, left field, settling underneath it and making the catch is Fallon Marujo. As Marujo, a sophomore, comes in, making that play in right field. 1 away here, top half of the second inning. That will bring up Ramirez. As Eliani Ramirez is up. That pitch inside for ball 1 to Ramirez. Second offering from McQueenie inside, ball 2. It's Kaylee McQueenie we've seen through the years here on the softball diamond. That one up high. We've normally seen her out in the field. Pressed into service here on vacation week. It's Violet Laurent. Not available for the Highlanders. That one ripped into right field. Marujo will field it out there as the throw comes in. Ramirez settles in with the single. That'll bring up McKenna Duncan, the left fielder, or I'm sorry, center fielder for the Rams. One away here. As this is popped up, McQueenie will settle underneath it as she steps out of the pitcher circle. 2 away here, top half of the second inning. Brings up Chloe Corbett, number 9 hitter. Runner at first is Ramirez. 2 away here, top of the second. As that's going to be high to Corbett, ball 1. It's McQueenie trying to work her way through this top half of the second inning. Looking good doing it so far as that one's popped back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike to Corbett. Sinopius is on deck, turning the Rams order over. She led off with a strikeout at the beginning of the game last inning. So that pitch down in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Corbett. That's just high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now to Chloe Corbett. Highlanders trailing 1-0 here, bottom half of the second inning, or top half, I should say, of the second inning, as that is going to be high to Corbett. Second walk of the game issued by McQueenie. Runners now at first and second for the Rams. Kelsey Sinopius stepping in. She struck out swinging in the first. Swing and a miss there to Sinopius. No balls and a strike now the count. McQueenie looking to get out of this inning with no damage. As that's a line shot. Foul down the third base line for strike 2. So McQueenie 1 strike away from getting out of this inning and leaving 2 Rams stranded on the base paths. Highlanders trailing by a run, 1-0. So they look for their first GBL win of the season. That pitch up high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Sinopius. That pitch left up high. No, that's going to be called strike 3. Thought that one might be a little high. Catches the upper corner of the strike zone for called strike 3. McQueenie out of the inning with no damage. 2 left on base. The score 1-0. Rams ahead, but the Highlanders coming to bat in the bottom of the second here on Somerville. We are back here at Trum Field, bottom half of the second inning. Numbers 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Highlanders as McQueenie will lead off here against Isaiah Oleas. As McQueenie fires a hot shot right through the hole on the left-hand side of the infield. Swings and hits the first pitch that she sees for a single. Highlanders have their first hit against Oleas. That'll bring up Amari Kurgow. Kurgow, another one of those freshmen on this team. Only 3 seniors on the roster, 1 junior on the roster for the Highlanders. A very, very young team. It's Kurgow now with the opportunity with McQueenie leading off with a single. McQueenie off from second base as the pitch was in the dirt. And Kaylee McQueenie making things happen out there with the stolen base. She's in scoring position now. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes to Cargo. So Amari on the basketball court for the GBL champion Highlanders girls basketball team. This one popped over, foul ground, unable to be handled by Brooke Braswell. She couldn't quite secure that one. 1 ball, 1 strike now, the count to Kergow. See head coach Chris Bartlett coaching at third base. Pitch there by Kergo, hit by Kergo, that gets over the head of the left fielder Duncan. Coming around to score to tie this game up is McQueenie. Big RBI double there for Amari Kergo. And the Highlanders have tied it up in the bottom half of the second inning. That will bring up Lily Fusil, catcher for the Highlanders. Kergo in scoring position, nobody out here, tied up 1-1. So that pitch down low for ball 1 to Fusil. Big hit there for Kergo as she picks up the RBI to tie things up here in the bottom half of the second. That pitch outside for ball 2. Good eye by Fusil there. As McQueenie came around to score the run for the Highlanders on the Kergo double. That pitch inside, ball 3. Elias battling with her control right now. Took the Highlanders out 1-2-3 in the top half of the first, but the Highlanders have knocked her around here in the bottom of the second. So that one's in there for called strike 1. 3 balls and a strike now. Fusil awaiting the 3-1 offering. That's going to be up high from Elias. That will be the first walk issued by Elias, and that will leave Highlanders at first and second for Fallon Marujo. Marujo steps in, sophomore, left fielder for the Highlanders. Looks at ball 1 on the inside. Elias just battling with her control right now. Nobody out. Highlanders have 2 runners on, have already forced one across here in the bottom of the second. That pitch up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Fallon Marujo. That's going to be low, ball 3. Elias has gone 3 balls on 2 straight batters here. Lost Fusil to the walk, she's at first. Kergo at second base after the RBI double. 3-0 offering to Marujo. In there for called strike 1. 3 balls and a strike now to Fallon Marujo. Pitch from Elias, swung on and missed by Marujo. For strike 2, count runs full. Full count offering inside. And sliding into third base safe is Amari Kergo, and that is actually, let's see here, we'll see what the call was. It is a walk, so there was no need for a throw down. Kergo would have the base on the walk, so 2 straight walks issued by Elias. That'll bring up Alexis Kelly, the second baseman for the Highlanders, with the bases loaded. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second, tied up 1-1. As Kelly pops this one up, it's going to get outside of the screen. Count will go no balls and a strike to Kelly. Alexis, another one of the 8th graders on this team. She settles in with the bases loaded. That one is called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Alexis Kelly. Elias trying to battle her way out of this trouble. She's walked 2 in a row. Kelly swung on and missed. And that's the first out of the inning for the Rams. That'll bring up Genesis Sandoval, the right fielder for the Highlanders, number 9 batter. Highlanders return the lineup over. Soleil Ryan awaits on deck. That pitch in there for a ball. Bases loaded for Sandoval as she swung at that one. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Genesis Sandoval. Highlanders have gotten 1 across on a Amari Kurgo RBI double. Called strike 2 to Sandoval. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Genesis. The bases are filled with Highlanders here. 1 away, bottom half of the second. Go-ahead run is at third base. Pitch from Elias. Swung on and missed by Sandoval. Sandoval goes down by virtue of the K. As Elias trying to battle her way out of this inning. Gave up 2 hits, a single and a double to start the inning. 2 walks, that's how the bases became loaded, but now she's struck out 2 in a row, top of the lineup as Soleil Ryan steps in and fouls that back into the screen. Ryan struck out looking back in the first inning. Highlanders with the bases loaded, tied up 1-1. Elias trying to get out of this trouble. Swung on and missed by Ryan. Elias 1 strike away from minimizing the Highlander damage here in the bottom of the second. That pitch outside to Ryan. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Soleil Ryan. So the Highlanders have the bases loaded. Kergo is at third. Fusil at second, Marujo at first. And strike 3 swinging. That will do it for the Highlanders as Elias allows 1 across on the Kergo double, but is able to strike out 3 in a row to end the Highlander threat. Highlanders leave 3 on base. We'll be back for third inning action here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field. Highlanders and Rams tied at 1 as we move to the top half of the third inning. It's numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the Ram lineup, Chevalier, Eth, and Braswell. As Emma Chevalier will settle in against Kaylee McWeeny. It's McWeeny making her first ever career start as a senior, one of the only 3 seniors on this roster. First offering to Chevalier is in there for called strike 1. Chevalier came around to score the lone run for the Rams after walking and stealing second back in the first on a Nevaeh Eth single. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the count to Chevalier as that is down low in the dirt by McWeeny. 2 balls and a strike. Highlanders, an extremely young team this year, led by new head coach Chris Bartlett. Their main pitchers are 8th graders. They are on vacation as it is spring vacation week. So Kaylee McWeeny, the senior leader, pressed into service, making her first career start. Doing an excellent job as this one popped up. second or first base side, drops in as Alexis Kelly not able to find that one. Profit unable to get back to it as well, so Chevalier will be at first with the pop-up single. That'll bring up Nevaeh Eth. And she has an RBI single in the game. Chevalier looking to steal second just as she did back in the first inning, and she does just that. So now the Rams have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out here, top half of the third inning. That pitch in the dirt gets away from Fusil, and Chevalier will take third. So now the go-ahead run for the Rams at third base. Nobody out. It's Nevaeh Eth at the plate. That pitch from McQueenie, down low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Nevaeh Eth. As McQueenie leaves that one up high, she'll walk Eth, putting runners at the corners. Brooke Braswell steps up. She grounded out to shortstop back in the first. This is a line shot into center field, fielded out there by Soleil Ryan. As Chevalier will come in to score on the single by Brooke Braswell, and the Rams have the lead again. Brings up Mia Duncan. Duncan grounded back to McQueenie back in the first inning. She's 0 for 1 on the day. That's a ground ball right back up the middle. It's going to get through the hole there into center field. Coming around to score is going to be Eth, as Duncan stands at first with the RBI single. 3-1 now the Ram lead. After Eth comes around to score, that'll bring up Oleas, the pitcher. Looking to help her cause here. Now leading 3-1. Fusil looking Braswell back to second. As Braswell stands at second, Duncan at first. They both had RBI singles to give the Rams the 3-1 lead. That's a line shot out into center field. That's going to get over Ryan's head all the way back to the fencing. As Oleas looking to help her cause out, she rounds third, looks to go home, and she will slide into home with the home run. A 3-run home run for the pitcher, Azia Oleas. As the Rams break this one open with that 3-run home run. 6-1 now the Ram lead. 5 runs across here in the top of the third. Nobody out. As Ramirez will step in. Ramirez singled into left in the second inning. She's 1 for 1 on the day. A pitch down low in the dirt. Eliani Ramirez awaiting the pitch from McQueenie. That one up high for the ball. As the Rams had broken this game open, 6 runs now in the game, 5 this inning. That one gets by McQueenie off of her glove. Joggin will grab it, but Ramirez will be safe at first with the single. And McKenna Duncan will come to the plate for the Rams with a runner on first. Duncan popped back to pitcher McQueenie back in the second. That's a ground ball. Kelly will fire it over to Joggin. They'll get the lead runner at second base as Ramirez is taken out on the fielder's choice. Duncan stands at first. Now brings up Chloe Corbett. Corbett walked in the second inning. That's a line shot by Corbett, gets over Kelly's head, out into right center field. Chasing it down is going to be Sandoval. Coming around third is going to be Duncan as she comes in to score. Corbett settles into second with an RBI double. Turns the lineup over. That'll be Kelsey Sinapius at the plate. One away here, top of the third inning. 6 runs across for the Rams, as they have found the way to get to Kaylee McQueenie on the mound. Sinapius 0 for 2 on the day, has struck out twice. That pitch up high. That's a pop-up. Foul ground. It's going to get to the top of the screen. As McQueenie with the pitch, that one up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Kelsey Sinapius. As that's going to be up high, ball 3, 3 balls in the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, count run full now to Sinapius. Runner at second is Chloe Corbett. As that pitch is in there, called strike 3 as she catches that outside top corner once again to put Sinapius down for the 3rd time by virtue of the K. That'll bring up Emma Chevalier. She was the leadoff batter in this inning, and she led off with a single. Came around to score on the RBI single by Brooke Braswell. 1 for 1 on the day is Chevalier, as she's walked and singled, scored both times she's been up. As Chloe Corbett will take third base. 2 away here, top half of the 3rd inning. Rams have put 6 across. They lead 7-1. Emma Chevalier at the plate. She pops this one up. Fusil looking to get underneath it. Great job there by Fusil, as Lily was able to get that ball and finish the inning for the Highlanders, but the Rams did a lot of damage with 6 runs across. They lead 7-1 as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Highlanders have work to do here at Trum on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Rams of Lynn Classical by the score of 7-1 after the Rams put 6 across in the top half of the 3rd. Highlanders looking to answer back with numbers 2, 3, and 4. Heart of their lineup coming up. Emily Joggin at the plate. First offering from Oleas is in there for called strike 1. Joggin 0 for 1 on the day, popped out to the catcher back in the 1st. Strike 2 called at the knees to Joggin. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count. As Oleas seemed to struggle with her control a bit. Joggin staying alive right there. Nice job getting contact with that rise ball. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Ram pitcher Oleas struggled with her control, walked 2 Highlanders. Walked the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning, allowing a run on an RBI double by Mari Kergo as well. However, she left those bases full as she struck out 3 in a row to end the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Joggin. Emily fouls that one back into the screen. Count remains 1-2. Rams burst things open in the top half of the third. Highlanders looking to answer back with some runs of their own in the bottom half as Joggin once again stays alive, just gets that little bit of contact. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Emily Joggin. Very good at bat here for Emily. She's facing her 8th pitch of the at bat now. That one's up high. That'll be ball 3 as Joggin, a great job, has worked this count full. 3-2 leading off here, bottom of the third. Highlanders need to get some runs across, need runners on base. And Joggin is there to try, and that's going to be a called strike 3. Umpire does enjoy the high strike zone out there today. Been rather consistent with it. Joggin will head over to the bench. That'll bring up Olivia Profit as she struck out swinging to end the bottom half of the first inning. First offering from Olaus is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to Olivia Profit. As Profit swings, pops that one up. It'll go outside the screen. That ball heading over to the 7-Eleven wants a big gulp. One ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Profit. Swung on and missed. Might have gotten a bit of contact on that one. It looked like the umpire signaled, but fouled back into the catcher's mitt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Profit as she pops this one back. Count remains 1-2. Profit, another one of the 9th graders on this team, as noted. Very, very young Highlanders team under head coach Chris Bartlett. Only 3 seniors and 1 junior on the roster. As that pitch down in the dirt to Profit evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 1 away. Bottom of the third, Highlanders trailing 7-1. Looking to answer back as the Rams got 6 in the top of the inning. Hot shot, shortstop, handled there by Nevaeh Eth. She fires across and will get the out. That will bring up Kaylee McWeeny. McWeeny, 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored and a stolen base. Also starting pitcher for the Highlanders. Senior on the roster, only senior starting today. Showing that leadership in her last at bat as she singled, leading off the second at the first pitch she saw. She swings and misses at the first offering this time from Olaus. McQueenie singled back in the second inning, stole second base, came around to score on the RBI double by Mari Kerga. As that's going to be in there, called strike 2 on the inside. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Kaylee McWeeny. 2 away here. Bottom of the third inning. Highlanders looking to answer back after the Rams got 6 in the top half. That pitch down low, rolls across home plate for the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count. And that one swung on and fouled here to the third base side. Olaus struggled with her control in the second inning, but was able to come back, striking out 3 straight Highlanders to end that inning. She's been excellent here in the third, looking to go 1, 2, 3, and she will with a called strike 3 as she strikes out 2. Highlanders go down 1, 2, 3 in the third. Score remains 7-1 as we move to the top half of the fourth inning here from Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. back at Trum Field on Somerville. Ed TV, top half of the fourth inning, as the Rams will have numbers 3, 4, and 5, Eth, Braswell, and Duncan coming to the plate. Nevaeh Eth, 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Rams leading this one 7-1. They put 6 across in the top half of the third against Highlander pitcher Kaylee McQueenie. As McQueenie on the mound making her first start of her career here in her senior year, pressed into service this vacation week. As that pitch up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Eth. Eth walked back in the third inning. Got the RBI single in the first, as that is tapped back to the pitcher McQueenie, who fires it over to first. And the 1-3 putout will get Nevaeh Eth. That'll bring up Brooke Braswell. Braswell 1 for 2 on the day, a single, an RBI, and run scored as Braswell brought the first run in last inning with a single up the middle. It's McQueenie's first offering up high for ball 1. Only 3 seniors on the roster for the Highlanders. Only 1 playing today. That's Kaylee McQueenie on the mound as she's making her first ever start. The normal pitchers for the Highlanders on vacation this vacation week. They are young 8th graders, as you see out in the field. Lots of youth for the Highlanders along their roster. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count. As that pitch is in there, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Braswell. That pitch from McQueenie down in the dirt. Braswell will take the walk. She heads to first. Brings up Mia Duncan. Duncan with a single and an RBI back in the third inning. 1 for 2 on the day. She grounded back to McQueenie to end the first. 1 away here, top of the fourth inning. That one grounded back to McQueenie. Good backhanded stab there. She fires it over to Profit at first. The 1-3 putout will take care of Duncan for the second time this game. That brings up Azia Oleas, as Oleas has been the big hammer for the Rams as she hit a 3-run home run to center field in the third inning. Pitch from McQueenie is up high for ball 1. That allows Braswell to move to third. Oleas, a very, very good pitching performance today, as that's a hot shot, gets by Cargo at third. That will be the 4th RBI of the day for the Ram pitcher. With the single down the line, Braswell coming in to score 8-1. Now the Ram lead. That'll bring up Ramirez, as she is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles. Pinch runner coming in, Emma Pinto. As Pinto comes in to run for Oleas. That pitch up high. Rams leading this one 8-1, 2 away here, top half of the fourth inning. As this one into center field by Ramirez. That's going to get down. Coming around third is going to be Pinto as she comes in to score, and Ramirez is in safely with the double. So Ramirez picks up the RBI double for the Rams. Score now is 9-1. That'll bring up McKenna Duncan. Strike that, we have a pinch hitter coming in. Liliana Parker. As Liliana Parker now will settle in for the Rams. against Kaylee McQueenie. Ramirez is at second after her RBI double. 9-1 now the Ram lead here in the top of the fourth inning, excuse me. As that one grounded back to McQueenie, and Parker will be out on the 1-3 putout, but the Rams get two more across, makes it a 9-1 Ram lead as we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Highlanders got some work to do at Trum here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Rams 9-1. As we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it is numbers 5, 6, and 7, Amari Cargo, Lily Fusil, and Fallon Marujo for the Highlanders. As Amari Cargo settles in, looks at ball one from Ram pitcher Azia Oleas. Cargo 1 for 1 on the day, has the RBI double for the Highlanders. So that one popped up first base side. It's going to get into the Highlander dugout. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cargo, one of those young freshmen on this team. Zamari made her presence felt back in the basketball season, helping the Highlanders to their first GBL championship in many years and playoff appearance since back in 2018. As that pitch is going to be in there, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes will now be the count. Nobody out here. Bottom half of the fourth, Highlanders trailing 9-1. As that pitch down low runs the count full to Cargo. Oleas struggled a bit with her control back in the second. Highlanders were able to get the 1 run across. They loaded the bases with 2 straight walks as well. But then Oleas struck out the next 3 Highlanders she saw to end that inning and that threat. She has gone on to strike 2 more Highlanders out in a 1-2-3 inning, and she just walked Cargo there. So Mari Cargo at first base with the walk. Brings up Lily Fusil. Fusil 0 for 0, no at-bats on the day. Walked and was left stranded at second base back in the second inning. As that pitch in there, knee high for called strike 1 to Fusil. Fusil, one of the 8th graders on this team, playing that vital catching position. So that pitch down low to Lily, that's going to even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here, bottom half of the fourth inning. Highlanders have a runner at first as they try to cut into this 8-run Ram lead. That pitch up high, inside as well. Fusil diving away from it. 2 balls and a strike now the count to Lily. That pitch up high. Ball 3 now the count to Fusil. 3 balls and a strike, I should say, now the count. Highlanders looking to get some base runners, the opportunity to cash some of those in, cut into this 8-run Ram lead. Swing and a miss there by Fusil. Good pitch by Oleas. She put that on the outside. Running the count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Fusil. Mari Cargo at first base. She walked to lead off the inning. That's a line drive out into left field. Duncan comes in to make the play, but single there for Fusil. Highlanders have something cooking with runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Fallon Marujo stepping up. She walked and was left stranded back in the second. First pitch to Marujo, grounded back to Oleas as she fires that over to first to get the lead runner, but the Highlanders runners will advance. So Fusil now at second, Kurgo at third. As Marujo out on the fielder's choice, that will bring up Alexis Kelly. Kelly struck out back in the second inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Kelly swings and misses. The high rise ball there from Oleas. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Alexis Kelly watches ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Kelly. Highlanders threatening here in the bottom of the fourth, need to chip away at this 9-1 lead. As Kelly out ahead of that one. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. They tried to get Kurgo away from third, and ball goes out of play. So you will get 2 bases is what the umpire is saying. Highlanders will get 2 in. As Fusil will come around to score as well. The ball thrown out of play, trying to get Kurgo away from third, allowing Fusil to come around to score from second. Granted the 2 bases there, so 6-run lead now for the Rams as the bases are cleared. 2 runs come across, Fusil with a run and Kurgo with the run. Alexis Kelly at the plate. Sinopius, the catcher, coming out to speak to the pitcher, Elias. Head coach Chris Bartlett talking to Alexis Kelly. As the Highlanders able to get 2 runs across. Amari Kurgo was away from third base, and they tried to pick her off of that base. The throw came over, got away from the third baseman. Mia Duncan got out of play. So the Highlanders at second and third able to come in to score as Fusil and Kurgo did. 2-2 now the count, 1 away here. Bottom of the fourth. Highlanders 2 runs across. And Alexis Kelly watches ball 3 just on the inside. Good eye there for Kelly. Loads the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As that pitch is going to be called strike 3. Two away now. As Genesis Sandoval will step in, number 9 hitter for the Highlanders. 0 for 1, struck out back in the second inning. Elias's first offering to Sandoval is down low, ball 1. Pitch there from Elias, catches the knees on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Genesis Sandoval. That pitch catches that inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Genesis Sandoval. Asia Oleas trying to get out of this, and she's able to, minimizing the damage, getting the strikeout on Sandoval, and that will do it for the Highlanders, but they get 2 across in the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is a 9-3 Ram lead as we move to the top half of the 5th from Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV, moving to the top half of the 5th inning. Highlanders able to get 2 across there in the bottom of the 4th, tightening matters up as they trail by 6. The Rams leading 9-3. It will be number 9 hitter Chloe Corbett leading off the fifth. And strike that will not be Corbett as a pinch hitter has come in. Emma Pinto, who pinch ran earlier, now gets the opportunity at the plate. That pitch up high for the ball to Pinto. Kaylee McQueenie on the mound for the Highlanders. Going down 3-0 to Pinto. It's the top of the lineup. Awaits in the on-deck circle. Kelsey Sinapius. That pitch down in the dirt, ball 4. As Pinto will walk. Third walk issued on the day by Kaylee McQueenie. And Pinto, away from first, takes second base as the pitch got past Fusil. A pinch hitter here is Ava Cahill, senior for the Rams. She pinch hits for Sinapius. Nobody out. Top half of the fifth inning. Rams up by 6 as that's going to get by Fusil as well. Pinto will take third. Ava Cahill at the plate, pinch hitting here for the Rams as they lead by 6, 9-3. 3-0 delivery there from McQueenie, swung on and missed by Cahill. McQueenie rocks, fires, swung on and missed. Cahill now faces the full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody away here in the top of the fifth. That pitch up high, that will be ball 4. Cahill will take first. Rams will have runners on the corners. Emma Chevalier will step in. 1 for 1 on the day, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored as well. As Chevalier gets underneath this one, pops it up. Emily Joggin drives in, gets the out. They don't know they have the runner away from first, but they do, and they're able to get Cahill away from first for the double play as McQueenie fires that one over. And Pinto staying at third the entire time. So the Rams unable to get anything out of that contact by Chevalier. That'll bring up Nevaeh F. 2 away now as F hits that one right over towards us. It's going to stay near the field of play. So our cameraman Matt Frenduto right in the line of fire there, risking his life, staying right there. Excellent work by Matt. Really gets you inside the action as Nevaeh F facing a 1-1 count now. That one a hot shot foul down the third base line. Two away here. Highlanders looking to get out of this inning with no damage. As Pinto stands at third. McQueenie's pitch up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Nevaeh F. Two offering from McQueenie up high. Ball 3. Count runs full to F. F 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Grounded back to McQueenie her last at bat. And that's going to be down low. Oh, that will be ball 3. Now the count is full. I had granted an extra ball to Nevaeh. Full count offering now from McQueenie with Pinto at third. And that's going to be up high, ball 4. Rams once again will have runners at the corners. Brooke Braswell will step in. Braswell 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI, 2 runs scored. She had a single up the middle for that RBI back in the third. That's a hot shot. Emily Joggin will make the play. Fires it over to second base as Alexis Kelly gets there just in time. They get the lead runner for the third out of the inning. Nice play there by Joggin and Kelly as they take care of the Rams with no damage here in the top half of the fifth. We'll be back for the bottom half of the fifth here on Somerville NTV. We are back at Trum Field. New pitcher on the mound for the Rams, Brooke Braswell, as she has moved from first base to the pitcher's circle. Asia Oleas has moved to third base. We'll get her numbers very quickly as we will close the book on her day. She is in line for the win. Highlanders have at the plate to open out this inning. Soleil Ryan. This is Braswell. First opportunity on the mound today. She started the day at first base. Pinto came in to pinch run and pinch hit. She is now in left field for the Rams. So we'll figure out the changes they made through the course of the inning. This pitch fouled off by Ryan. Soleil Ryan at the plate for the Highlanders. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out twice against Asia Oleas. Braswell facing her for the first time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. That pitch outside. Closing the book on Asia Oleas. 4 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 of which was earned, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts for Oleas. She is in line for the win as Ryan works the walk from Braswell. That'll bring up Emily Joggin. Joggin 0 for 2 on the day. She's popped out to the catcher and struck out looking back in the third inning. So Highlanders have their lead-off hitter up, or on, I should say. Soleil Ryan works that opening walk. That pitch from Braswell inside to Joggin. Youthful Highlanders team, you see Joggin at the plate. Freshman shortstop for the Highlanders made an excellent play to close out the top half of this 5th inning to keep the Rams from getting any runs across. 2 balls now to Joggin. That's going to be in there for a called strike. As it's 3-1 is the count to Joggin. Runner at first is Soleil Ryan. And that's ball 4 as Braswell has come on in relief of Oleas, and she's walked the first 2 Highlanders she's seen. That will bring up Olivia Profit. Profit 0 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the first, grounded out to shortstop in the third. Highlanders trailing 9-3. They got 2 across in the bottom half of the 4th inning. They have 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out as Profit looked at called strike 1. Swing and a miss there from Olivia Profit. Good hack at that one. Did not get the contact. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Profit. It's Braswell. Fires that one in there. It's going to be a called strike 3. And Profit heads to the bench. First strikeout of the day for Braswell. That'll bring up Kaylee McQueenie. McQueenie 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored and a stolen base. She singled back in the second. Came around to score on the Kurgo double. As this one fouled off by McQueenie. Strike 1, no balls, and a strike to Kaylee McQueenie. 2 Highlanders on. And Soleil Ryan started the inning with a walk. Emily Joggin walked as well as they are at first and second. Highlanders down by 6, looking to cut into this Ram lead. That pitch from Braswell inside to McQueenie evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning here from Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders battling the Rams in GBL action. As that pitch high and outside to McQueenie. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now. As Braswell has come in relief of Asia Oleas, starter for the Rams, who went 4, allowing 3 runs. As that pitch was inside. 3-1 now the count to McQueenie. As Braswell struggling with the control, his walk 2 Highlanders. It's 3-1 to McQueenie, and that's going to be ball 4 as it's inside. Highlanders will get the bases filled. Second time this game they've had the bases loaded. So they were not able to get anybody in back in the second with the bases loaded, as Oleas was able to strike out the next 3 Highlanders she saw, but now Amari Cargo stepping in. 1 for 1 on the day, RBI double. As that pitch inside to Amari. Braswell has walked 3 of the 4 Highlanders that she's seen. 1 away here, bottom half of the 5th inning. So the Highlanders down by 6, but they have the bases filled with Highlanders. As that pitch up high to Cargo. That's a good pitch there from Braswell as it goes right across. Amari taking the whole way. 2 balls and a strike now to Amari Cargo. Cargo, the RBI and a run scored as that one foul tipped. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders have the bases loaded. 1 away here, bottom half of the 5th inning, trailing by 6, but they can really cut into that 6-run lead with some contact here from Cargo. As Braswell has walked 3 of the 4 Highlanders that she has seen. She's run the count full now to Amari. As that pitch called strike 3. As he has been consistent, the umpire, home plate umpire throughout the game with that high strike. Cargo will head to the bench, and that'll bring up Lily Fusil. Fusil 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single. She scored in the 4th. So that pitch to Lily is outside for ball 1. 2 away now as Braswell, benefiting from that high strike zone of the home plate umpire, gets Cargo by virtue of the strike. That's in there, called strike 1 from Braswell. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Fusil. Bases filled with Highlanders as Braswell's walked 3 Highlanders, but she struck out 2 as well. This pitch inside to Fusil. 2 balls and a strike, now the count to Lily Fusil. Highlanders down by 6, but have 3 Highlanders on the bases. Can really cut into this lead. It's Fusil. Ground ball, second base, handled there and fired over to first by Emma Chevalier, and that will do it for the Highlanders as once again they threaten but leave the bases filled as they trail by 6, heading to the bottom or top of the 6th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back on Somerville Ed TV here at Trum Field. The Highlanders trail the Rams of Lynn Classical by 6, 9-3. Highlanders have left the bases loaded twice in this game. As Kaylee McQueenie still on the mound for the Highlanders, will face off against 5, 6, and 7 for the Rams. Mia Duncan at the plate. Duncan 1 for 3 on the day. RBI single back in the 3rd. She's grounded out to McQueenie her other 2 times. That pitch up high. McQueenie behind, 2 balls, no strikes to Mia Duncan. McQueenie pressed into service this week. Lone senior playing today for the Highlanders. Only 3 seniors on the roster, 1 junior as well. Very young team. We've seen some strong play. There's Emily Joggin at shortstop. An excellent defensive play to end a threat by the Rams last inning. Mia Duncan is able to walk on 4 straight pitches. She will take first base. That will bring up Asia Oleas, as she was the starting pitcher for the Rams. Gave way to Braswell in the top of this inning. And taking second base is Mia Duncan. The throw gets past Joggin, and Duncan will take third. So the Rams now leading by 6, have a runner at third, nobody out. Top half of the 6th inning. 2 balls and a strike, now the count to Asia Oleas. Or 3-0 actually, the count to Asia Oleas now. Sorry, strike that. As McQueenie tiring out on the mound, very difficult for the Highlanders. Do not have their normal pitchers, as they have 2 8th graders they like to use. Unfortunately, they are not available this vacation week, as that's swung on and missed by Oleas. Oleas with a home run this game, a 3-run home run that broke this game open back in the 3rd. 2 for 3 on the day, and she's going to walk. Rams on the corners now. That brings up Ramirez. Eliani Ramirez, 3 for 3 on the day with an RBI, 2 singles and a double. As Oleas will take second base. No throw down from Fusil. Dangerous hitter at the plate, Ramirez, 3 for 3 on the day. Got to concentrate on her. That pitch inside from McQueenie. And Ramirez pops this one up, jogging, drifts back, steps forward, makes the play. That will bring up Liliana Parker. As Liliana Parker up high, the first offering to Parker. Parker pinch hitting here. One away as Parker swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike now, the count to Liliana Parker. 1 away here, top half of the 6th inning. Highlanders trailing 9-3. Rams looking to add to that 6-run lead with runners on second and third. Swung on and missed by Parker. McQueenie up 1 ball, 2 strikes now in the count. As that's popped up, Alexis Kelly over, trying to make the play, but Profit unable to corral that one. Run comes in to score. That ball had some funky spin on it. It looks like it had a lot of backspin, came off of Olivia Profit's glove. Didn't quite get it fully in the webbing and bounced away from her. So run comes in to score. Pinto will be up at the plate, and the Rams keep runners at second and third, leading 10-3. Duncan came in to score on that pop-up. Pinto looks at the ball in the dirt. 10-3, now the Ram lead. Parker stands at second. Oleas is at third. Ground ball, third base. Cargo can't corral it. Got it off of her ankle. And the run will come in to score, as Oleas will come around. Parker moves to third, and Pinto is at first. Highlander head coach Chris Bartlett will come out to the mound, check in with Kaylee McQueenie. As I've noted all game, McQueenie kind of pressed into service, So the Highlanders have 3 games this week, vacation week, but most of the players that they have as their pitchers throughout this year, planned for this year, are not available this week due to being on vacation. So senior Kaylee McQueenie has been pressed into service, her first ever start. She has acquitted herself quite well against a very difficult Lynn Classical team, but seems to be getting tired out on the mound now after pitching 6 1/3. As that ball up high for ball 1. Cahill steps in. It's 1 away here. Top half of the 6th, 11-3 is your Ram lead. Swing and a miss for Ava Cahill. Cahill pinch hit in the 5th, walked but was doubled off of first. So McQueenie holds on to that ball too long, gets too high, back behind Fusile, and coming in to score will be Parker. As Pinto advances to third on the throw. 12-3 now, the Lynn Classical lead. Is this in the dirt from McQueenie? 3-1 the count to Cahill. That pitch down low. Ball 4. Ava Cahill will take the walk, her second walk of the game. Runners on the corners now, 1 away. Top half of the 6th inning. Lynn Classical just continues to bring those runs in. Nickel and dime, but each time getting closer to that 10-run rule as well, as they are up 12-3. As Emma Chevalier steps in. Away from first and taking second, no throw down is Cahill. So the Rams keep the runners at second and third here. Chevalier, 1 for 4 or 1 for 3, I should say, on the day. She's popped out to short, popped out to the catcher, has an RBI single, and 2 runs scored. And McQueenie inside. 3 balls, no strikes now, the count to Chevalier. That's a ground ball, third base. Kurgo fields it, fires it across. Profit squeezes it for the out, but Pinto will come in to score on the fielder's choice. 12-3. (13-3), I should say, would be the score now. As Nevaeh F. steps in, looks at ball 1 from McQueenie. That's a hot shot, third base side. Highlander, or I should say, Ram head coach Joe Moran had to dodge out of the way of that one. F, very, very capable with the bat. One of the best hitters in the GBL. Batting well over 500 this season. Has a home run on the year as well. So I believe she may have, I think it was against Swampscott, she cranked one. Senior captain for the Rams as F looks at that pitch on the interior. 3 balls, 1 strike now, the count to Nevaeh F. McQueenie trying to work her way through this inning. The Rams have forced 4 more across, and that will be ball 4 up high as Cahill will advance to third. That'll bring up Brooke Braswell. Braswell now on the mound as she came in to pitch the bottom of the 5th inning for the Rams in relief of Asia Oleas. Runners on the corners for the Rams. Runners away from first as Braswell's hot shot kicked back towards the infield by Coach Morin. Braswell 1 for 3 on the day, an RBI single back in the 3rd. She's also scored 2 runs and a walk. Is that pitch called strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Brooke Braswell as the runner F advances to second, no throw. Two away here in the top half of the 6th inning as the Rams have the 10-run lead, 13-3. That pitch was up high. That's a pop-up. First base side, Profit settling in underneath it. She will come up and make the play. And that will do it for the Rams in the top half of the 6th inning, but they get 4 runs across. They've taken that 10-run lead. 13-3 is the Rams' lead as the Highlanders will come up in the bottom of the 6th. They need to get some runs to keep this game going here from Trum on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV, bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders trailing 13-3, bottom of the 6th inning. So the Highlanders have the bottom third of the order. Fallon Marujo, Alexis Kelly, and Genesis Sandoval coming up to face Braswell. As Brooke Braswell on the mound for the Rams came on in relief of the starter Asia Oleas back last inning in the 5th. Braswell struggled with her control. She's down 2 balls, no strikes early to Marujo. Highlanders left the bases loaded in the 5th inning. Second time in this game they have left the bases loaded, as they left the bases loaded as well back in the 2nd inning. Marujo swings and misses for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Fallon Marujo. Braswell takes a little bit off that, gets Marujo out ahead of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count. Oh, strike that. That was strike 3. I missed a strike in there. Goodness. So Marujo heads to the bench as head coach Chris Bartlett wants to discuss something with the umpire. Alexis Kelly coming in for the Highlanders, 0 for 2 on the day. She struck out twice. And that will, don't know what the stoppage there was, but it's been taken care of. Kelly will step in against Bartlett. Or Braswell, I should say. It's Braswell's first offering, down low, ball 1. Braswell struggled with her control in the 5th, but was able to work around 3 walks and get out with no damage done as that pitch. Outside ball 2. Or 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, goodness. Count is even. As Kelly steps in, looks at ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to Kelly. Highlanders need to get a run across here, trailing by 10, 13-3, bottom of the 6th inning. Already 1 away as Dylan Marujo went down to the strikeout, 3rd strikeout of the game for Braswell. She's down behind now against Kelly, 3 balls and a strike. And that pitch inside, that will be ball 4 to Kelly, and she will walk, her first time on base today. Laura Van Sleet into pinch hit for the Highlanders. Another one of those freshmen in the lineup. She pinch hits for Genesis Sandoval here. Van Sleet looked at ball 1. That's going to be in there for a called strike on the outside to Van Sleet. As Alexis Kelly stands at first. She walked. That catches the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Laura Van Sleet. 1 away here, bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders down by 10. As Braswell's pitches outside to Van Sleet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Laura. Very young Highlander softball team that we're seeing this season. 3 seniors on the roster, 1 junior. Laura Van Sleet, another one of the freshmen that we're seeing getting playing time. She runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Van Sleet. It's Braswell. Fire that one outside off the plate. Ball 4, second walk of the inning for Braswell. It has been feast or famine for Braswell, as she has walked 5, struck out 3, but gotten out with no damage so far. As that's popped down the third baseline, foul by Soleil Ryan, caught there by Asia. Good reaction there by Oleas as she's able to get the second out of the inning on the foul out. That will bring up Emily Joggin. Joggin walked back in the 5th inning, was left stranded at second base. That was her only time facing Braswell as the Highlanders down by 10. 2 away here, bottom of the 6th. Joggin needs to get on. 1 ball, 1 strike to Emily Joggin. Joggin, the shortstop for the Highlanders, another one of those freshmen. Made an excellent play to end a threat back in the 5th inning. And she has played some good defense at the shortstop position for the Highlanders today. And that one fouled back into the screen by Emily. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Joggin. 10-run lead here for Lynn Classical, bottom of the 6th inning. Joggin needs to get on base, keep this inning going for the Highlanders to keep the game going as Braswell looks to close it down with a strikeout. And there is the strikeout for Braswell. As she gets her 4th strikeout of the game. And the Rams lead it 13-3. As the 10-run rule, we will verify, I believe that will take effect. Although McQueenie is heading out to the pitcher's circle, so we will see. As McQueenie has been pressed into service for the Highlanders, she has gone 6 innings for them. A very good pitching for McQueenie as we're going to have the top half of the 6th, or top half of the 7th coming up for you here in a moment on Somerville Ed TV. Back for the 7th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Rams 13-3. As the Rams come to bat here in the top half of the 7th. We're going to have a pinch hitter leading off for the Rams as Medrano will be on. Ania Medrano will lead off against Kayla McQueenie. McQueenie, as we noted, pressed into service, making her first ever career start here. Has acquitted herself well against a very, very difficult Lynn Classical squad. As the first pitch from McQueenie was a called strike. Second one swing and missed there from Medrano. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Medrano. That pitch up high by McQueenie. One-two offering, too high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to McQueenie, or two, I should say Medrano. That one gets back to the backstop. Ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Medrano. McQueenie tiring a bit out on the mound, making her first ever start No hope in the bullpen, no help in the bullpen for the Highlanders, as they have 3 games coming up this vacation week, and their main pitchers are on vacation. As Medrano walks, that is the 13th walk issued by McQueenie, as that's a line shot to left field. Marujo comes in, has to play it on the short hop, fires it back into the infield. But Asia Olaes continues her hot hitting with that hot single into left field. She was the starting pitcher in line for the win today for the Rams, has a 3-run home run as well, has 3 runs scored. So a great day out on the diamond for Asia Olaes. It's Casey Kelter now, preparing to come into pinch hit for the Rams. Medrano is at second. And Kelter hit by the pitch as the bouncer was coming in, got her in the ankle. That brings up Liliana Parker, as Parker reached on an error back in the 6th, came around to score. She was brought in to pinch hit back in the 6th. First pitch from McQueenie in the dirt. Bases filled with Rams, nobody out here, top half of the 7th inning. Rams with a 10-run lead, 13-3. Parker fouls that one off. One ball, one strike. Now the count to Parker. That pitch down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Parker. McQueenie, not accustomed to being a pitcher, running out of gas out there, struggling more here in these later innings with her control. That pitch down low. Runs the count to 3 balls and a strike. The walks have piled up here in these final innings as that pitch up high. Rams will get a run in, making it 14-3. After the walk, bases loaded walk there to Liliana Parker. That will bring up Emma Pinto. Pinto singled and came around to score back in the 6th. Bases filled with Rams for Pinto. Nobody away here, bottom or top half of the 7th inning. Rams lead this one 14-3 as that pitch in the dirt from McQueenie. That's in there, called strike from McQueenie. That pitch elevated up high, ball 3 now to Pinto. 3 balls and a strike. And that pitch outside and high, ball 4, as the Rams will work another one in. Ava Cahill now at the plate. She's walked twice, was doubled off first base and stranded at third over the past 2 innings. Swings and misses at the first offering from McQueenie. Good block there by Fusil behind the plate. So bases are filled with Rams. Casey Kilter was hit by a pitch. She stands at third. Swing and a miss there for Cahill. 2 strikes now to Ava Cahill. McQueenie rocks, fires, ground ball right up the middle, gets by Joggin, and she was pulled in a little bit due to the bases being loaded. And the RBI single for Cahill. 3 runs in the inning now for the Rams. And Emma Chevalier steps to the plate. Chevalier got an RBI fielder's choice her last time up. That's popped up. Alexis Kelly comes over, makes the play, and fires it to first. So the pop out will take care of Chevalier. And Angelina St. Pierre steps in as she is pinch hitting for Nevaeh F. One away here, top half of the 7th inning. Highlanders trailing 15-3. As St. Pierre hits that one down the first base line, charging in and making the play is Profit. She'll tag first, but it's foul. So St. Pierre back at the plate once again. 2 strikes now. That pitch up high to St. Pierre. A very young Highlanders team getting that experience, that critical experience. We've seen some nice plays out in the field. As Fala Marujo made a nice play on a fly ball very early on in this game. Emily Joggin ended an inning with a nice play at shortstop as well. And we've seen the bat of Amari Kurgo with an RBI double in this game. So we've definitely seen the youth of this Highlanders squad showing up, showing talent and ability out there in the field. Alexis Kelly also playing a tough second base. Nice stab there by McQueenie as she's able to fire over to first and get the double play, as Cahill was away from first base. So that will be the end of the inning on the 1-3 double play. Highlanders will come to the plate bottom half of the 7th inning, trailing by 13 here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV, as the Highlanders coming out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Long road to hole, down by 13, 16-3. As Olivia Profit steps in, 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. She's going to face off against a new pitcher, Eliani Ramirez. Steps in from right field, where she has been since the beginning of the game. It's going to close the book on Brooke Braswell, who came in for 2 innings of work, didn't allow any runs, walked 5, struck out 4. And Profit swings and misses on that offering from Ramirez. Aliana Ramirez fires that one in just on the outside corner, called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Profit. Olivia grounded out to short and struck out twice in the game. So that's inside from Ramirez, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders trailing here by 13 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. Very young Highlander team. We've seen some nice plays out in the field, but that's going to be a strikeout, foul tip into the mitt of Mia Duncan, the catcher. Third strikeout of the game for Olivia Profit. That'll bring up Kaylee McQueenie. McQueenie 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. She singled back in the second and came around to score on the RBI double by Amari Kurgo. So that's at the knees for strike one to McQueenie. McQueenie pitching all day today for the Highlanders. Lone senior in the lineup today, making her first start on the mound in her life. As she got into the circle for the first time ever today. She's acquitted herself well against a very difficult Lynn Classical team, although they have the 16 runs. Kaylee has been strong on the mound, preventing it from being worse than that. As that pitch from Ramirez inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to McQueenie. Head coach Chris Bartlett for the Highlanders going with the young lineup, looking for the youth to develop. As we've mentioned, Emily Joggin at shortstop has played a very capable shortstop. Mari Kurgo at third as well, the left hand of the infield. Pretty strong there for this softball team with those freshmen Joggin and Kurgo. And back behind them, Marujo in left field has made a nice play as well as McQueenie hit by the pitch. That'll bring up Kurgo as Amari 1 for 2 on the day. Walked, scored a run, has an RBI double as well. That pitch inside from Ramirez. McQueenie will take second, and she gets her second stolen base of the day. Ramirez in relief for the Rams here in the 7th inning. Kurgo pops this one up. Ramirez calling everybody off as she steps a foot out of the circle. She will squeeze that one. McQueenie trying to make things happen on the base paths. Runs to third, causes the throw from Ramirez. However, Liz not ready for the throw as it gets past her, and McQueenie will come around to score the 4th run for the Highlanders. And Lily Fusil at the plate. Bases clear here, 2 away, bottom of the 7th inning. Highlanders down 16-4. As Lily Fusil at the plate, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a single and a run scored. Fusil, the catcher for the Highlanders, another one of those young players, and she is an 8th grader for the Highlanders. Ramirez rocks, delivers. That is in there, called strike at the knees to Fusil. 2 away here, bottom half of the 7th inning. As Ramirez will roll that one on the ground up to the plate. That ball down low, 3-1 delivery for the walk. Highlanders stay alive. That'll bring up Fallon Marujo. Marujo playing a capable left field for the Highlanders as well. That pitch on the outside for ball 1 from Ramirez. Marujo 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. She's been stranded at first base back in the 2nd inning. As Fusil will take second base. As that ball got onto the ground, Mia Duncan, catcher for the Rams, no throw down. So Fusil stands at second. 1-1 the count to Marujo. Swing and miss there for Fallon. Two away here, bottom half of the 7th inning. Highlanders down by 12. Ramirez's pitch is up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Falamarujo as Alexis Kelly waits on base. Or on deck, I should say. Fusil at second. And Lily Fusil will take third as the pitch gets away from Duncan. So the Highlanders have a runner on third. Full count to Falamarujo. The pitch was a ball. Ramirez rocks, delivers, swung on and missed, got away from Duncan. She's got to fire it down to first. Do they get it there in time? They do, and that will do it. As the run does not come across the score, strikeout there of Falamarujo will end the game as the Highlanders fall to the Rams of Lynn Classical by the score of 16-4. As the Highlanders, led by Kaylee McQueenie, their pitcher, with 2 runs scored. Amari Kurgo had a run scored and an RBI double for the Highlanders as well. Winning pitcher in the game was Asia Oleas, and she went 4 innings for the Rams, allowed 3 runs, one of which was earned, striking out 9 Highlanders, walking 3, as McQueenie will take the loss in her only start, or I should say her first start ever on the diamond. She will be starting the remainder of this week for the Highlanders, as well as they have 2 more games coming up this vacation week. And that's going to do it for us here from Trum Field as the Highlanders fall to the Rams by the score of 16-4. I want to thank you very much for watching at home. Thank you very much, Matt Frenduto on camera. With those balls flying around, getting us right into that action. Excellent work there by Matt. And, of course, on direction, Joe Constantine. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much for watching at home. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Softball on Somerville EdTV.